welcoming everybody into the Zoom room and onto our social platforms. Welcome, Julie. Welcome, Adiola. Welcome, Denise. Welcome. We got Billy, Sam, Anisha, Sallyanne. I think I'm seeing Sallyanne. Ben, Ami. I think I've got an Ami. Hello, everybody. How are we? Are we recording? Joey, can I just check we are recording? I'm just going to pop this on here. If you can, if you are on Zoom, please put your videos on. I like nothing more than speaking to lovely, smiley faces. I don't mind as long as it's safe to do so and you are not driving. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds, guys. I said videos on. You are here. You've made the time. You've taken the time out. Be present. Make this time count. If you are brand new as well, Julie, trampoline, right up my street, Trampoline Gymnastics Club. If you are brand new to our community as well, can you just pop that in the chat box as well for us or on socials? If this is the first time that you are part of our community, you didn't know about us, Gold Medal Business, you are brand spanking new. Or if you're established and you've known about us for a while, just put established in the chat box for us. It just gives us an idea on where you're at on your journey with us, what information you may have absorbed, what events you may have attended in the past. It helps a lot with your development and how we can support you. Okay, so welcome, Catherine. Welcome, Katie. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you, Julie. Some knowledge. Okay, super, super. Okay, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we all? Welcome to our Profitability Masterclass as a children's entrepreneur. So before we get started, I'm your host, Katie Cannon. It's an absolute honor to be with you. I'm the CEO and founder of Gold Medal Business. It's an honor to be with you. I said we are recording this masterclass today. We've had over 170 people that have signed up for this masterclass today. We will have many watching the recording. So I said, if you see me looking in different platforms, looking at different directions, we've got Zoom running, we've got LinkedIn, YouTube. So if you can't hear us for anything, can you just make sure you can hear me? Just give me a comment section that you can hear me, you can see me. Our audio is all fine. Just make sure everyone is good. Just give me a yes, thumbs up. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Julie. I've got 3 Julies on today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. We are all good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, a little bit about my background, because do anything like me, I like to know who I'm learning from and that they've been there, done it. They know exactly what I'm thinking. Thank you, Denise. Amazing. So my background, I was a British champion gymnast for 5 years. I did 2 worlds, 2 Europeans, and started my business in the children's activity world just shy of 20 years ago. And I was Katie the gymnast. I could do a wicked backflip, but I didn't have a clue about business. So over the last 20 years, I've built gyms, I've owned gyms, I've shut down gyms. I've had a franchise model at one point. I've had over 100 primary, nursery, secondary schools running across the London area. I've had an amazing team. I've had rubbish team. I've had systems that have worked really well. I've had really bad systems. I've had times of utter frustration and burnout, quite frankly. I've had times that I think, am I ever going to get out of this business? Am I going to be glued to the gym floor forevermore and teaching every class? So you name it, I've been there, done it, and got the t-shirt. And fast forward to now, I started my first business in 2008, which seems so long ago, doesn't it, guys? Like, just tell me, how long have we all been in business? Just put in the chat box what year you started. Because when I think for me, 2008, To be honest, it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it was nearly 20 years ago. That is insane. So, fast forward in those years, I'm now the CEO of 3 different companies. I have my gym business. Obviously, I run Gold Medal Business, and I have a property company. I'm also mum to 3 children who are 11, 7, and 2. And I share that with you because one of the biggest things, this isn't a scaling and a scaling masterclass and a team masterclass. We did a team one last week, but the reason I share that with you is my biggest passion at Gold Medal Business, and to be really honest, why I started Gold Medal Business in the first place, is I had constantly people come to me, Katie, how have you done it? How have you built this to a profitable company? Have you built it so you're out the business? How are you not burnt out? And believe me, I have many stories where I have been burnt out in this business in the early days. But my passion for you as the entrepreneur in this industry is to build a business that you love, is to build a business that can thrive with you, but it's to build a business that can absolutely thrive to a phenomenal level when you're not there. That's when you know you've got an incredible business. And we hit more targets now with me out the business than we did when I was in it. Why? I've got team in the right places. I know the profitable parts of my business, which I'm going to go through with you today. I know what works, what doesn't. I'm out the business to a point where I've got team that's their full-time jobs. That's their full-time responsibility. That is their main focus. When I was in the gym and when I was in the business, I was in every pocket of the business. We can all relate to that, can't we, guys? I was changing the bins. I was probably cleaning the toilets. I was answering the phone. At one point, I remember I was in the office thinking, should I sleep here? Might as well sleep on that sofa because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm still answering emails. So you name it. I've done the 6 a.m. starts to the 1 p.m. 1 a.m. finishes. But fast forward now, from what I've learned, I've implemented through the ups, the downs, and I share that with love and authenticity because that's one of the things that I really know why Gold Medal stands out in the mentorship space in this industry today. It's because I've got 20 years of experience building gyms, building studios, building what works, what doesn't, but I'm still in it today. So we don't just teach you from 20 years of experience. We teach you from what's working today. I'm in the trenches. We had a new strategy we launched in my company about 6 weeks ago. All our mentees now have that strategy because it's not what's working many years ago. It's working now, years of experience, business foundations, business principles that don't change. But it's also about building business foundations but what's working now. When you mix a hybrid of the two, that's when you have a phenomenal business. The other thing that we teach you from a point of true, I'd say, is our true strength is I have experience across 3 different industries. So I teach you from the bricks and mortar business to, growing in leisure centers to growing your own gyms. But I've also Gold Medal is an online brand. So you mix online brand with the bricks and mortar business. You can really build a massive business in terms of knowledge because we teach you from both different industries and bring the best of what really relate into the children's activity industry. So you're in the right place. As I said, if this is your first training that you've heard me speak, or you've had the pleasure of teaching you, please just put a comment in the box and just put first. I've seen a lot of firsts on YouTube. We've got a brand new channel on YouTube. So I'm saying it's lovely to hear lots of first. Catherine, since 2019, but really since after COVID. Amazing. What do you do, Catherine? Let me know. So I said, if this is the first time you've heard me speak and train, welcome. Just put it in the chat box so I can see where we all are. So today's training is all about building a profitable business. And the reality is when you are building your business, sometimes you may be disillusioned with what is profit, what is turnover, and disillusioned with, is my business profitable? Is it successful or is it not? Today, we're going to focus on how to increase profit without adding more classes, staff, or hours. And the main thing that I want you to go away from today is to help you, the business owner, to be able to identify your hidden profit opportunities to improve your margins, but also create an actionable plan to go away with. We're going to focus on understanding your difference between turnover and profit, identifying where profit is leaking in your business, calculate your most profitable programs, increase revenue from existing customers, improve retention and lifetime value, and then create a bit of a plan. Okay, does that sound good? We all good? You ready to be awake with me? Cooking school, Catherine. Thank you so much for sharing. I need to come. Cooking is not my strength. Okay, fantastic. So, first section we're going to focus on today is why full doesn't always mean you're profitable. So, we teach many different businesses on a day-to-day basis they may come to us because, like, my business is thriving, but where's the money? This was us a good couple of years ago. We were very successful from the offset. We weren't making money. How many of you feel, just give me a wave and said, can I have some lovely videos on? I'd love to see your beautiful smiley faces. How many of you feel busy, full, you're working hard, but you're still not making the profit you want? How many of you feel like this? Who's been there at this time? I definitely have. Give me some thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's not always just what looks good on the front end. Many children's activity businesses have full classes, busy diaries, large teams. You may have, hopefully, you've got strong revenues. This depends where you're at in your business journey. Yet owners are underpaid, you're overworked, and you're cash flow stressed, especially in today's market as things are going up. I know as a brand in the last 12 months, we've pivoted. We've cut things. We've changed things. We've increased things. We've had to work more efficient than ever before because of the way things are going up. But I want you to start thinking differently as an entrepreneur. One of our biggest strengths and what we teach at Gold Medal is your mindset, your leadership. It's not about being the same as everybody else. You've got to stand out in the marketplace. You've got to think different. Got to be different. Got to go when everyone's going left, you go right. When everyone zigs, you go zag. Yeah, zigzag. Okay, you've got to think differently. Because the truth is, revenue is vanity. Profit is sanity, and cash is reality. Revenue, vanity, profit. I want you to write this down. Revenue is vanity. Profit is sanity. Cash is reality. And get clear on them. And I want you just to think of this example. Business A, right? What would you rather own? And I know this sounds obvious. And when you write this down, you'll be like, well, clearly. But it's not always obvious. In my early days of business, my goal was to get to 1 million turnover. I had not a clue how to get to 1 million turnover in the early days, not a Scooby. And I remember getting to about 250,000 a year. And this is what my business looked like. I had many schools, loads. I had about 3 different venues, pop-ups as well. And I thought, this is hard work. This is exhausting. This is utterly exhausting. How am I ever going to get to 1 million on this plan? And the reality was that it wasn't. Okay. Your business, simplicity scales your business. Complexity kills your business. Write that down above your head. Simplicity scales your business. Complexity kills your business. And this was me. I made it so complex. We were doing a bit of everything that nothing was working. It was working. Cash flow was coming in, but it wasn't profitable. It was a lot of work. And I thought, if it's this hard to grow to this amount, how on earth am I ever going to get to 1 million turnover? But the reality was as well, I didn't really know what it took to get to 1 million turnover. I didn't really understand 1 million turnover. I wanted this big because a bit of vanity. It was vanity. I thought it sounded good, a bit of ego. But I'd rather a business that was more profitable, but doing a lot less turnover. So have a think to yourself. Business A, 250,000 a year, profit 15,000. Or would you rather business B, 180,000 turnover or profit 55? The answer is B. We'd all much rather have more profit because you could have, and I teach these guys. I have people that come to me that are struggling. They may be at the 2-3 million mark. We're talking about bigger franchises here or multiple venues, multiple. And they're like, I've got a great business, but it's just the turnover is great, but there's no profit. There's absolutely no profit. And that's really important to know and differentiate the difference. So, no, am I going for turnover or am I going for profit? You want to always be focused on the profit. So, a little bit of an exercise. I don't want you to do this now. I just want you to write these down. You should know your annual revenue. You should know your monthly take home pay. And you should know your current profit estimates. I'm going to say those three things again. Again, you don't need to write them down now in terms of write these down, but don't know the answers if you don't know them. Your annual revenue, your monthly take home pay, and your current profit estimate. Most business owners in the children's activity world will know their revenue. Many don't know their profit. And if that's you, put your hand up because that was me. Put your hand up, guys, if that's you. No shame, because that was me. I would say the first 10 years of my business, I didn't know. I failed maths GCSE twice. I was talking about this. My daughter's about to go to secondary school in September. Can't believe it. And we were talking about this. And I was like, I failed. I was really good. English, science, all that. Can't do maths. It still can't. Still not great with numbers. I'm good at business numbers. I'm not good at school formulas and all that. Can't do it. I delegate that all out. But I understand my core profit and delegation of KPIs and all the back end of business because it's real. I understand it. I've had to understand it as I've built businesses, but it's not my core strength. But I've understood it because it's real life and I can understand, like, if I do this, it equates to that. But I didn't understand maths in a classroom when, quite frankly, I didn't understand it and I couldn't relate to it. So if you feel like that, it's okay. You don't have to be amazing at everything. Okay. But I like to share that example because you sometimes think, God, how can I build a business to that level if I don't understand that? You don't. Just understand the basics. The Profitability Masterclass today is all about giving you the basics so that if you have your bookkeeper and your accountant, you know what questions to ask and how to ask them in the best way. Okay, so knowing those. So now we're going to look at how to find the profit leaks in your business. So part two, said part one, for those of you who have just joined us, this will be recorded. We've had a few people join us in the last couple of minutes. We talked about why full doesn't always mean profitable. We're now talking about how to find the profit leaks in your business. So profit leak number one is normally underpriced programs. So I want you to ask yourself, have prices increased in the last 12 months? Have you increased your prices in the last 12 months? Are you charging based on value or fear? So one of our questions that comes up quite a lot in our mentorship Q&A sessions is, it will be, I don't know what to charge. When do I do a price increase? Now, often we will do one because we feel everyone else is doing one and we need to do one. But I want you to start making decisions on what does your business need, not want, not what you want. What does your business need? I don't care what the local dance school around the corner or the cricket club across the road is doing. They've got a different model. They might have different overheads. You don't have a clue what's going on in their business. You don't know what their vision is, what their goal is, what the end result of their business is. You can't control that, but you can control yours because you know yours. So don't make decisions based on what you think should be. It's what your business needs. So if your rent has gone up by 2%, your fees need to go up by 2%. We often have this, especially when you're approaching VAT thresholds. What do I need to do? Well, you need to increase it by 20%. Maybe not in one go, but at least in the next 12 months. So you can claim back that money. All right. So what does the business need? Not on value, based on what the business needs and the value you're given, and fear. Give you another example. As a gymnastic organization, we are more expensive than your local council run. Why? We have our own premises, got fabulous equipment. We're set up in a whole different way. They're delivering classes on 2 hours a week in a village hall. That's not a problem. That's their village. That's their model. But that model is a lot easier to run than ours. So it's going to be slightly different. So look at your prices. Are you charging based on value or fear? Would a new customer expect to pay more? So the example I've just given you, we charge more and people are happier to pay it because we know we deliver more. So you're making a decision based on your business and what works for you. So I want you to list down your lowest price class. And I want you to write down your highest price class. And look at what's gone up in your business and do a bit of a session, do a bit of a brainstorm. And could you increase by £2 a session? Could you increase by £5 a session? What does your business need? So start looking at where the profit leaks are in your business when it comes to your programs. Now I want us to look at your empty spaces. So profit leak number 2 is your empty spaces. So number 1 is your class model, prices. Number 2 is your empty spaces. So where are your empty spaces in your class? Once that class starts, how can we fill it? So having a look, how much percentage are you at in terms of capacity? Because where we see people lose money and profit is because they're adding on more classes or venues when the current classes they've got are not completely full. So think about it this way. You've got 5 empty spaces per week and you're charging, say, £40 a month to attend. That's £2,400 per year per space. You then fill those 5 spaces, it's £12,000 of lost revenue. Do you see how the numbers add up, guys? Sometimes you think it's just 3 spaces that I'm missing, but look at the bigger picture. Look at what that equals over a week, a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years. So get super serious. Often it's not. When we look at businesses, it's not. And I'm looking through, and before people come to us and go, am I ready to grow? Am I ready to franchise? Am I ready for a new class? Am I ready for a new venue? The first thing I'm doing, let me see your business, strip it back. What's missing? Empty spaces. Where can we find another 10 grand in your business? And when people come to me and say, I'm struggling to pay for mentorship, I want to do mentorship, I can't afford it. Or I want a new member of staff to get me out of business, can't afford it. I want a new venue, I want new equipment, can't afford it. First of all, you as the entrepreneur, stop saying I can't afford it. Whatever it is in your business, you can. Your job is to find the solution, to find the monies. That is your number one job if you want to stay in business, is to be the solution driver in your business. You need a new position in your company? Find it. Make a way to make it happen. And these are just a few little tweaks. There's loads that we teach, but these are a few little tweaks that can help you start to really think in this way. Profit leak number 3, staff efficiency. So the questions I want you to think about. Are your classes profitable after coaching costs? So are your classes profitable after your coaching costs? Are they overstaffed in some sessions? So looking back, and that's one thing we've done as prices have increased. We used to work on 4 coaches. We now work on 3. Our ratios are still fine. But we used to be able to be a lot more staff heavy. But with overheads increasing, we can't be as much. So we're working. We used to like to have an extra. Now we work on 3. Are there low attendance in classes that should be merged? So can you scrap some classes that may be not working? Is it worth having them? So where can you make classes more profitable after coaching costs? Where are you overstaffed in some sessions? And where is there low attendance classes that can be merged? Okay. Now I want you to think of profit leak number 4. So to break this down, you've got 1 is underpriced programs, 2 is empty spaces, 3 is staff efficiency, 4 is discounts. I want you to review where you're giving your sibling discounts and how much. Looking at your staff ratios. Looking at any children that belong to staff where you're giving discounts are. Any friends rates. Any legacy pricing, meaning have you got any members that are on different prices because they started with you 5 years ago as opposed to people who are starting now? And there's a way of slowly phasing them out. Not phasing the customer out, but phasing that old price out. It's good to acknowledge that. It's good to acknowledge that they're still with you and the commitment. But if that's really losing you money, it needs to be addressed. Many businesses in our industry lose thousands annually through unnecessary discounting. So we're all up for those key ones that I've just given you. We do sibling discounts. We don't do any legacy pricing. We don't do friends rates, but we do give discount to children that belong to our staff, and it's a very small portion. Our biggest one is probably sibling discounts. So just review, because so often as you're growing a business, unexpected costs. And I remember about 3 years ago, we were always about $4,000 short. And I couldn't make, and I've improved my maths, as I said, I couldn't make the head no tail of our finances. I was like, why are we always short on 3 or 4 grand a month? And the reality was, it was the discounts. And I was like, we no longer can offer that. And as soon as I scraped back, I was like, okay, now we're only like £1,500 short. And it wasn't, I said, I didn't think it was a big deal. But when you get, and same as when you set any discounts, whether it's a holiday camp, whether it's parties, whether it's a particular trial offer, it's still discounts that affect your bottom line. So don't just throw out an offer and be like, 20%, 10%. Know where that discount has come from and know how that will affect your bottom line. 2 really key areas. So before we go into the next part, guys, I want you to drop me a comment. What has resonated with you so far? Take a breather. I want you to put one thing in the chat. What has resonated with you so far that has been a light bulb going off in your head? Just get through my 3 liters of water a day. Not doing that well today. Anything resonated? I'm seeing a lot of discounts, the power of discounts. Didn't think of it in that way. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. Yeah. Catherine, empty spaces, how to fill it. Remove the schools or venues that are not full. I removed 2 last term. Absolutely. You're much better at having 4 full classes, for example, than 10 half empty. Yeah, Julie, filling empty spaces. I'm seeing a lot on YouTube, empty spaces. The power, it's powerful, isn't it? Who's broken it down? Like that example I gave you, just let me know who's actually thought about it like that way before and actually broken down the power of empty spaces in your business. So if you're thinking, I'm struggling to find another grand a month, look at your empty spaces, because you should be able to find that like that. Or if you really think, do you know what, I'd like that new venue. And to get that new venue, we need to do another 10K a year. Well, how are you going to get there? Now you know. The cost of an empty space over the cost of a year, I know. And do you know what, Michelle? When I was working that out and I was planning this training for you, I had to redo my maths on that, because we do this a lot in our cash flow, but I had to really think, is that correct? That sounds big. Oh, it's correct. It's the small things. Don't underestimate the small amounts consistently over time. So what I want you to do, guys, if you haven't yet booked a call with myself and my team, it's a 15-minute strategy call. We're big on personalization at Gold Medal Business. I just want you, Jory, my wonderful assistant, where is he? Jory, can you just put the call link in the chat box and on our socials, please? So for you to move forwards, we need to know where you're at in your business. That comes with a call with myself or one of my team. We find out about what your business actually is, how long you've been running in business, a little bit about your numbers, your financials, and so forth, so we can recommend and point you in the right direction for support. So if you just watch out on the chat box, that'll be coming through, and on the socials in the next sort of 30 seconds to a minute. But yeah, it's a 15-minute chat. And I said it's very much to find out where you're at and where you need to be. Okay. All right. So we've gone through so far in terms of, we've gone through, let's have a little bit of a recap. Why full doesn't always mean profitable. And going through examples, we've looked at finding the profit leaks that we've just gone through together. We're now going to look at part 3 of our training today, which is looking at your most profitable customers. So not all customers are equal. So I know I've just said you don't want to literally, with some of your customers, if they're the legacy ones, you don't want to be given too heavy discounts. But I want you to look at your customers in different ways. Customer A, for example, attends 1 class a week. They pay monthly and they leave after 6 months. Customer B attends 2 classes a week. They do holiday camps and they buy merchandise. They do events, but they stay 3 years. Who should you focus on? It's obvious. We all know it's B, but it's not obvious when you're in the thick of it on a day-to-day. And it's obvious when we're talking about it now, but until you really break it down, you think, yeah, do you know what? That pool of customers really deserve my extra attention. And you know how we promote to customer Bs? For example, we will give them some extra customer care calls. We will give them maybe extra VIP discounts. Talking about discounts as we've just done, we give them a little bit extra. So knowing how to focus on the right person and who not to, the right customer. Next week, we're actually doing a training on growing and scaling. And this is all about systems and processes. When you've got the right training in place, when you've got that right training in place and the right processes in place, building this out and knowing and differentiating between your customers is actually really easy because you've got the right processes in place. When you don't have any of that in place, your business is like, whoa. So it's a nightmare. Because there's nothing in place. You're thinking, how am I actually meant to know? How am I meant to track that? Because you haven't got a system. So stay tuned for next week. Looking at your customer lifetime value, you want to kind of be looking at, think of like your monthly spend times the months retained. So you might look at, say they're paying £60 a month times 36 months of the year, which is 2,160. So think that's a single retained customer can be worth thousands. So think of what we've just talked about together in terms of filling spaces, but getting the customer to be with you for longer. So we're looking at capacity and we're looking at retention. And one of the things, there's a reason I don't do, we do a masterclass sometimes that's about consistent enrollments and obviously marketing. But marketing is super powerful, but I don't just teach you front end marketing. Some people just say, what's the magic unicorn? What's the magic thing? What's the only thing, Katie, you do for your businesses to get customers in? I'm like, it's not one thing, it's multiple things done consistently over time. There's not one magic unicorn that I can say, do that and your business will transform into the millions. I'd be lying through my teeth. It's consistency. It's sometimes the real boring stuff that you don't want to do. It's about also building front end and back end. Bringing new customers in, but retaining the ones you've got. Retaining ones you've got is just as powerful, sometimes more, than bringing new customers in. And I see so many people that get so transfixed. And that's why you'll never see me teaching trainings on do this and you'll bring in 20 students. Because after building business for 20 years in 3 different industries, I'm lying to you by giving you that one strategy. You need a mixture. We call it the 8-wheel marketing machine. You need a mixture. Otherwise, you're going to fail. That might work for 3 weeks, but I don't want you to build a business that's going to help for 3 weeks. I want you to build a business that's here for 10, 20 years. So think of retention. Yeah, you've got capacity and we've got retention. So really have a little think on how you can increase spend in terms of your customers' spend, not your spend. How can you increase spend? How can you increase retention? And how you can increase referrals. So increase spend, increase retention, and increase referrals. Okay, I'm just going to give you a minute to write that down on that. Catherine, question from you. Joey, I'm not sure, Joey, can you hear me okay? I'm just seeing if the link has been put in the chat. I can't see it. I'm not sure if there's a Wi-Fi connection. I'm not sure if that's coming through. Do you remove the venue as it costs more to run sessions as you run sessions that are not full? Oh, the Wi-Fi's just come out, so there's a slight connection. Can you put the calendar link for everyone to put their 15-minute chat? That'd be great. And also on the socials. Do you remove the venue as it costs more to run sessions that are not full? This is a hard one. It depends on your numbers, Catherine. To be honest, it's a hard one. I said I'd recommend to book a call with our team on this. It's a different answer. It depends on the capacity of the others. It depends on the profit margins of the venue. It's hard to say without looking at your numbers in the venue. To be honest, if they're all losing money and they're all not full, then yes, I'd probably remove the venue. But you will always naturally have some good and some bad. You know, you might be like 80% are really good and these 3 classes bring things down. But as long as it is more here, then you're all good. Okay. Perfect. Right. So guys, moving on, I want you just to think of 4 profit multipliers. So these are the things in terms of we've covered so far. These are the things I want you to really think about when you're building out your profitability. And I want to reframe that. You're never building out your profitability. You're always increasing your profitability. This isn't, oh, job done, thank goodness, tick in the box. This is, I'm always working on this. I'm always growing this. This should be every month you're looking at this. So looking at how you can increase prices, how can you increase retention, how you can increase customer value, and how you can improve your capacity. I'm going to say these again, guys. These are the 4 profit multipliers that I want you to focus on again and again and again. Number 1, increase your prices. Number 2, increase your retention. Number 3, increase your customer value. And number 4, you're improving your capacity. So we've gone through how to increase your prices by looking at your capacity and how much it makes a difference. With your retention, we've gone through that on how to increase, maybe looking at why do children leave? How can you improve their experience? We've looked at how to increase customer value. How can you get more things? Holiday camps, workshops, competitions, events, birthday parties, merchandise, private lessons. You don't have to do them all. Please don't try to do them all if that's not your business model. It's just some ideas for you on how to increase your customer value. How can you increase that from that end? Number 4 is improving your capacity. So current occupancy, looking at maybe your target. So maybe your current occupancy is 70%. What's your target occupancy without adding new classes? So you can ask yourself, which classes need filling? What is your waiting list process? Or perhaps like how quickly do inquiries become trials? So those 4 ones are the key things in bringing this training together. Your 4 profit multipliers: increasing prices, increase retention, increase customer value, and improve your capacity. And just, you won't be perfect. Do not try to be perfect. Just work your way through them. So every single month, you are improving them. This is a marathon. A business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So don't feel like if this is an area of struggle, take your time. Pick one each month. Work on it. Because in 12 months' time, you're going to have a completely different business. And that brings me to, you guys are here because you are serious children's activity entrepreneurs. You wanting to learn. You're wanting to grow. You're trying to personally develop you, the CEO, as well as your business model. You're wanting to have that next level support. You know you've got your business so far. I always say your knowledge got you to this stage. If you were, say, trying to go from, say, 100,000 to 200,000, for example, your knowledge got you to 100,000. The gap to get from 100 to, say, 200,000 is this next step in your personal development and your mentorship, which brings me so nicely to talking about our silver mentorship that we offer at Gold Medal Business. If you're brand new, if you're in, also say, if you're established in our community, you may have looked at our silver mentorship program before, but we have two mentorships at Gold Medal Business. We have silver in line with the trend. We have silver and we have gold. Silver is very much our first step mentorship with us. This is for you if you've very much never had mentorship before. You are looking for someone who's been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and a community of other children's activity entrepreneurs to be a part of and to learn so you can save a lot of money. Because believe me, I wasted thousands of pounds learning on things that didn't work. You want the roadmap and the systems in front of you that you can literally plug and play. Our silver mentorship has said it's for you, the children's activity entrepreneur, if you are serious about building a great business, but you've never had maybe mentorship before. It's like a stepping stone to our community. Our gold medal mentorship is one-to-one. It's a very different program. I'm not talking about that today. It's all about silver mentorship for you guys. Our silver mentorship is a hybrid of self-study and accountability. I would not be where I am today with a portfolio of companies if it wasn't for phenomenal mentorship over 18 years. And I have brought together the good, the bad, and the ugly, shall I say, and created what gets us the results for our clients today in our silver mentorship. We have a mixture, as I said, of self-study, which is access to our core systems in financials, marketing, in marketing and enrollment, delegation, CEO, building a team, profitability, all the core systems you need to build a very successful children's activity business. But you also get access to our team of coaches. My team and I, there's 4 of us in total, have over 100 years of experience across 3 different countries in this industry, from gymnastics, dance, football, cricket, swimming. And we work with a mixture of different activities from skateboarding, karate, gymnastics, basketball, art, science, you name it. Even scuba diving. We've had a new client join us recently that was scuba diving. But what our silver mentorship gives you is we have Tuesday Q&A calls and Thursday is training. We have a theme every month. We've just come off the back of pure marketing. So when you mirror the hybrid approach of being able to have the accountability and the hand-holding mixed with being able to implement our core systems, that is where you will start moving your business forwards because you've got the questions, the answers. What success loves speed in your business. If you have a question, you're not sure of something and you're thinking about it for months on end, that slows your business down. That's where Q&A will really fast track your business. Being able to ask questions in the community quickly, that is what's going to give you the speed, but in time, save you money. So our silver mentorship, as said, is for you. If you're serious about your business, you're wanting to get high level coaching support, but at low price, and to really stop guessing, make the rest of 2026 not a guessing game and have a strong roadmap to success. So a little bit about the financials. Our silver mentorship is under 100 quid. It's £99 only for a month. and said it's normally 150 outside of this is only for you who have joined our masterclass. But with that, I talked about this a lot last week in our team masterclass, but you get 10 hours of free VA support. That is valid only for you in the masterclass, valid till Sunday. So you get our silver membership at £99 a month. You can cancel anytime. You have to be in the program for 2 months as a minimum, though. But it's a low commitment. It's a low monetary commitment to get the support you need to make a difference in your business. But I said you get 10 hours of free VA support. I'm massive. I wouldn't have 3 different companies and 3 children if I didn't have a very strong team behind me. And a lot of them are very strong VAs. And that is why every one of our programs comes when you join our masterclasses like you've done today, come with that element, because I want you to have that taste of support. Because in my eyes, every entrepreneur needs a strong team behind them and a strong VA support. It's critical. It's not even important. It's critical if you want to build time and freedom and get a little bit more of that white space in your calendar. So, Jory, can you just pop the link for us for the silver mentorship in the chat box for us? If you've got any questions, guys, about the silver mentorship, I am going to stay on for a few minutes at the end after the next bit of training I've got left for you today. But as I said, the silver mentorship is very much for you if you want support, you want a roadmap, you want to make the rest of 2026 very different to maybe what you've experienced, and you don't want to guess anymore. You need support. Success loves speed, and said mentorship. I wouldn't be a British champion gymnast if I hadn't had a coach kicking my ass all those years to get me to that support, to get me to that level. The same with business. You have to have a coach who's been there, done it, and can push you along and give you accountability. You can't do it by yourself, just like driving a car. Okay, so Joy, if you can just pop that link in the chat box for us, that would be fantastic. Thank you. There it is, popped in there. Okay, last part of the training today, guys, is how to build out your profit plan, because there's one thing of theory, but it's another thing of implementation. Implementation is very, very important to make things happen, as we know. I want you to ask yourself some questions. Over the next 30 days, and I want you to write these down. Over the next 30 days, I will increase ... So over the next 30 days, I will increase number 2, I will stop. So what are you going to increase? And what are you going to stop? Number 3, I'm going to review. What are you going to review? What are you going to launch? So you've got what are you going to increase, stop, review, launch, and improve. You could try with one area to start with: increase, stop, review, launch, and improve. I then want you to choose one action from each of these areas. So I want you to look at these are the core areas: your pricing, retention, sales, capacity, and team. Choose one area, and what are you going to work on in the next 30 days in those 5 core areas: pricing, retention, sales, capacity, and team. Don't try and do it all, my friends. Rome wasn't built in a day, as much as we want it to be. Build it slow, but do it properly. And I want you to remember, profit is more important than revenue, as we've covered today. Full doesn't automatically mean profitable. Small improvements create massive results. Think of the capacity figures that we talked about. Huge, small. And it's not always when I see businesses and they like, I think I'm ready for that new venue. And I'm like, hold the horses. Let's check out what you've currently got running. And I normally would say, do you know what? No, you've got another 6 to 10 months within this current model. You don't need more expenses. You don't need more stress. You don't need more staff because you've got another 50 grand sitting on the table in this business. And capacity is just one small area we look at. Small improvements. It's not about that. I know it's great for ego, guys. It's wicked to be like, I've got a new venue, got new premises. I've been there, I've done it. Goodness. It's so good for our egos, isn't it? But it's about the bottom line at the end of the day. What is working, what is not? Existing customers are your biggest growth opportunity. And every business has hidden profit sitting inside it already. And I find them every day in people's businesses. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. I love that. I love looking at people's businesses and going, you're all good. Let's find another 20 grand. You can afford that. We can do that. And that's one of the reasons I said, going back to our silver mentorship, I never want anybody to ever turn around to me and say, I can't afford support. I can't afford support. I can't afford that new decision in my business. I can't afford that new member of staff or that new venue. You can. You're an entrepreneur. That's your job. Find it. And when you're building your business in the right way with the right support, you will never have that issue because you've got the right skill set to increase your revenue, to increase your margins, because you have got the right people around you. So any further questions? We're going to end today, guys. I want you just to pop, what's your biggest light bulb today? Pop in the chat and the live streams from the time we've spent over the last hour together. What's been your one thing? Just pick one thing that has jumped out at you that you're like, I'm going to action that. I'm going to start with that. Or maybe what resonated with you the most. Pop in the chat so I can see what resonated with you and where you're at on your journey. Retaining customers and increasing their spend. Absolutely, Catherine. Billy is about reviewing discounts. Yep, I agree. We don't know how much we're losing when we're just giving them out nilly-willy. Retention. The capacity one is a light bulb moment for many on what a difference that can really make with just another 5 customers. So when we look at it, we think, oh, we've just lost 5, £40 a month. It doesn't sound much, does it? But work it out over the year across 5 students. Then Jesus, that's when we realize why we're suffering. Okay, Catherine, don't feel bad. We didn't for many years, right? So we've gone through the mill on this with sibling discounts. We took discounts away at one point. We brought them back we've only brought them back in the last 12 months, but our sibling discounts is over, like if someone's got, we don't give it just on one sibling, it's 2 or 3. So let's say you've got Sam coming and Sam's sister is Amelie. They wouldn't get a discount. We give it on like the 3rd child, 4th child, 5th child. I mean, not many people have 5 children. We don't have many with 4th, but we almost do like a family discount. Yeah. So it's very small. Discount increasing hours. Yeah. I mean, we kind of do that. It's more reflected in our fees as such. Like the more you do, the less per hour. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. But again, Catherine, you do what works for your business. If the bottom business can't take the sibling discount, don't do it. But we've also done it in the times we're in. And just because you've not used to do them, can you bring them in? Are you finding siblings are leaving because they're not getting the discount and they find it too expensive? That's what we found. So that's why we brought it back. So read your market. Yeah. Read your market and what you feel, your market needs. Okay. Excellent, guys. So I'm going to stay on for another couple of minutes to answer any further questions from today and to any further questions that you might have about our silver mentorship. For those of you who have got to jump and go, It's been an honor being with you for the last hour, teaching you all about building profitability, one of my favorite subjects within your children's activity business. I look forward to being with you all in future trainings and welcome you all and working with you closely in our Silver mentorship. And said thank you so much for your time. If you want to watch the recording, it will be sent out to you within the next 24 hours. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you so much for your time, and you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to hold on for a few minutes. I'm just going to stop the recording. So if you've got any questions, I've got a few questions that are coming in on socials that I'm going to answer. So Silver mentorship, 12 months, is it a 12-month commitment? No. So this is, I think this is Anisha, have I got, so Anisha, I hope I've got your name right. So Anisha, no, so it is, we recommend you're in the Silver mentorship for 12 months. There's a lot of content in there, and to really get full transformation in your business, you need to, you can't achieve that in 2 months. But when you enroll in Silver mentorship, you can do, it's a minimum of 2-month commitment. So you might do it for 4 months and decide it's not for you. We have said, or you stay for the full, you ongoing. We have some people that have been in it for 2 years. Everyone's grown at different spaces. Some people are ready after to then graduate to gold, to our gold mentorship. But yeah, it's a minimum of 2-month commitment. So as said, with our masterclass, for you who have attended this masterclass, you get it for £99. That's valid till Sunday, and it's normally £150. Okay. Yeah, another question from Heather on YouTube. I think Heather, VA support. How does that work? Great question. So 10 hours of free support. So as soon as you sign up under the £99, you get, and this is valid till Sunday again, you get 10 hours of free hour support. So as soon as you've enrolled for Silver, you get assigned to our VAs. They will then contact you, and very much your first 10 hours is very much them working with you, like, what do you need? Let me help you. Because 10 hours does go really, really quick. It's very much like, where do you need that initial support? And also for you to start building a bit of a relationship with the VA, for you, mostly if you've never worked with the VA, to start understanding what actually, shall I say, how a VA can actually help you. Yeah. And the quality of a VA and the speed you can work. I would not be where I am if I didn't have VAs, without a shadow of a doubt. Not with 3 young children with multiple businesses. There is no way on earth that would happen. So yeah, great question, Anisha. So that's how that support can work for you. Okay, cool. Last question I've got from Ben. I think it's Ben. Ben, is this okay if I'm a brand new business owner? 100%. So to be honest, in our Silver, we have a lot of people that are sort of under 200,000 a year. Before you move up to real one-to-one coaching, we want you to have a real good, cash flow, and to have a good, probably like 80, 90 students within your business. So Silver is perfect if you're brand new to business. So we have people who are turning over 5,000 a year, and we have some people that are turning over like 100, 120 in Silver. So it's perfect. And I really wish I had a mentorship like this, to be honest. That's why I designed it, quite frankly, when I started my business, because I would have fast-tracked my journey by a good 3 or 4 years. So yeah, Ben, you're in the right place. Congratulations on your new business. I think it's swimming. I think I saw you do swimming. So yeah, we look forward to welcoming you in our Silver mentorship. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Last 2 minutes I can be with you. Just pop them in the chat if you've got a question. Anything else coming on our live streams, just let us know as I just wrap things up. I see Michelle and Adola are still with us on Zoom. Do you have any questions, guys? Can I help you at all before we close up? Just put a yay or nay in the chat box for me, if you're still there. Or it might be, yeah, I can't see you on video, so I'm looking at different screens here. All good. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Well, what an honor being with you today. Look forward to working with you in our Silver mentorship. I hope you got loads of great value from today's call, and I'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye. Rest in peace, Hoover. Hey, Miles, thanks so much for your message. Much appreciated. Monday would be perfect. Monday, we are, we've got guests from Tuesday. So Monday would be fantastic if you can, particularly towards the end of the day, because we've got the cleaners coming in at 1. So it's all going to be beautifully laid out. So, yeah, I said ideally, Monday late afternoon would be perfect. And it's in Streatham.